You may have heard that Aqua SG randomly came out with a video for a mod. I didn't see that coming, did you? Terra Roguelike. It's exactly what you think it is. It's Terraria, but roguelike. However would you have worked that one out if I hadn't have told you? The objective of this mod is very simple. Get from the beginning to the end. It's about as best I can put it. Defeat rooms full of enemies and get an item. Go to the next room, kill off the enemies, pick up an item. Kill off the next room full of enemies, pick up an item. It's kind of rinse and repeat until you get to a boss and then move on to the next stage. Pretty easy concept to get actually, so let's begin. To start off, we did the most important thing, building our character. I named this one Dusty, and we went with full moon mode first, before blood moon. I didn't know what I'm getting myself into. I then waste a small amount of time decorating my character, only to immediately join into the world and then cover it up in vanity. Why do I even bother? I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea how to word this or even script this out, so we're just gonna go completely rogue. Like. After clearing our very first room, we got a sanguine orb. This thing deals bleeding damage every single time you attack something. I didn't realize at first, but it doesn't go in your accessories, even though I tried multiple times. You think you'd learn the first time, but no, I just kept on trying to put it in. With the next 2 rooms out of the way, I was given a tapeworm, which, questionable things happened to it. Ooh, it's a tapeworm. I'll shove this right up my arse. During the next few rooms, I even tried the melee. It didn't take long for me to change my mind about that. Getting too close to these things, it just doesn't seem like a very good idea. So, we're just sticking to the gun. To be honest with you, I think the gun is mostly the go-to in this. The melee just doesn't seem like a very good idea. And then we reach the first boss of this roguelike, the Paladin. Something I adore with this mod so far is the bosses. They are brilliant, to say the least. Apart from one. You'll find out about that later. Like, what? How is that possible? They really are so unique when it comes to bosses. Like Mr. Paladin over here, ramming with his shield, throwing axes at you. Wait a minute, that's in the base game. Lunging into the air and causing a shockwave and showering the area with boulders. It's small, but it's brilliant! Although this sneaky paladin did get a good hit on me at one point, the entire time it's been charging across the floor, it stayed on the floor. So I decided to hide up these stairs, thinking I'd be nice and safe, and the bastard went up the stairs and rammed me. Cheeky sod! I got my own back for it later though, because he died. And the item he gave me was a rare variant. You see, you have common, uncommon, and rares, based on their colour, blue, green, and red. And this red one grants me an extra 50% to my healing. That'll be nice for later. Going through the portal wall, we end up in the Crimson. Most of the enemies in the Crimson love to fire projectiles at you. Ichor, blood, stuff like that. So even though I'm wasting my time with melee, I'm being punished. What the f- I need to learn my lesson about that. Oh wait, then again, I am British after all. This is my stabbing license. Yeah, not a lot happened in here, and the drops aren't exactly much to write home about, apart from the sticky grenades. I love these things. You damage them, and then you get a chance that a sticky bomb will just appear on them, and then blow their faces off. It's brilliant. Lock-on missile? Whoa! 10% chance to fire a missile. Hell yeah. And of course, after cutting and slashing my way through the Crimson, it's boss time! Who do you think it could be? Why, it's Brain of Cthulhu, of course! And like I said before, I adore this boss rework! Well, not rework, but you know what I mean, it's fantastic! Having the little eyes spinning around it as a shield, you shoot them, because if you don't, later on it will absorb them and heal off of it, and then create a new ring of eyes. But if you destroy the eyes, it can't regenerate as much, but when it regenerates new eyes, those eyes don't have as much health as the old eyes. So you'd think that it would take forever to kill these eyes off and then kill the boss off because of the whole regeneration thing, but the eyes will always be weaker at the next time. It's brilliant, it's so well thought out. And when it charges around, it swaps sprites. And the fact it turns that shield into a bouncing ball of eyes. It just bounces around and sends blood everywhere. It's small, but I love it. It's new. It's because it's new. It's new and unique. But of course, even after all that praise, it's gonna die eventually. And it does. I like that. I like that. And my reward for such a daring feat was the trump card. This thing revives you if you die, We won't be needing it. And after leaving the Crimson, we go straight to the Tundra Arena. I wasn't expecting the first room to give me much trouble until I was greeted by beats.
Oh, no, beats!
And then I realised I'm in for some hell later on. At least, for a while. Beats have their weakness.
The beat is stuck in the ceiling. The beat is stuck in the ceiling. The beat is stuck in the ceiling again. The beat is stuck in the ceiling again.
And during some rooms later, we get some frozen tortoises.
Oh no.
And I love them! This needs to be a vanilla thing! They fly in the air as normal, but only a little bit in the air, and then bounce around! It just works so well! Why did no one ever think of this before? You can tell that I'm enjoying it because my voice is going all... It's the sound of excitement! Aqua SG and team, be proud! I love this! Though unfortunately the tortoises do have a small weakness to ropes.
You can't get me.
After blasting through the next 3 rooms, my balls? My bullets now bounce. I have a mild shield and nunchucks. These things increase damage if the enemy is within the little circle. Perfect for melee, not gonna do it. This room also granted me one of my favourite items, the attack plan. Every time you enter a room, you will... Every single time you enter a room, you will... Every single time you enter a room, you... Every single time... God. Every single time you enter a room, 20 homing missiles will spawn inside it and attack anything that it gets too close to. Basically dealing a massive amount of chip damage to everything in the area before you even start. And after climbing our way through the ice, it's time for our next boss, the Ice Queen. She wasn't overly difficult compared to the previous Brain, but she was still unique and fun. That's the important part, and I'm sticking to it. Although probably a bit of Ice Queen's easiness was that she kept using the same 2 attacks over and over and over and over and over again. She eventually stopped, but it was already too late, because she was nearly dead. And then she died. Ah well, she tried her best, and she defrosted. Now, this is where things start to get problematic. The item I picked up is about to start generating quite the visual bug that none of us would work out until we finish and then start the Blood Moon run. But before that, we get a trade room. You see, there are 3 items on display, and you can swap out items of identical rarity to get them. Now, I like the look of these boots, but I don't want to get rid of the trump card or the other thing I have. The green one is completely useless to me because I believe it's melee, and instead I tried seeing what the blue thing does, and that was Memory Foam. Memory Foam gives you a boost to regeneration, but only if you avoid damage for 7 seconds. That sounds perfect for me, doesn't it? The perfect voice for this.
And here we are! Welcome to hell!
Yeah, I can't keep that up for long. And welcome to the glitch.
What was that?
This is what I'm referring to.
What is it? What's going on?
We didn't work it out till later, but it's actually the barrier that's doing this. It didn't happen to anyone else, so probably either the texture pack I'm running or the massive collection of graphical mods I have installed. I'll be honest, the worst thing in here are definitely the bone snakes. Those things are fast in these tiny spaces. You got demon size everywhere, and you got lances everywhere, and then you got fireballs everywhere. It's just projectile hell. And of course, you can't forget the beats. But of course, yes, this bloody bug is still here. The majority of the time in this zone, we were just looking through config settings, just hoping that something in here would fix it, because it's very annoying. I mean, I suppose you could say it's adding to the difficulty. Certainly that, because I can't see Pissole on the left side of my goddamn screen. As for items, nothing really exciting happened. I got another grenade, which is nice. I got a dinosaur that increases my dodge chance. Now adorable. And I got another trump card. So, that's double useless. At least for now, that is. It'll have a purpose very soon. Some running shoes for additional speed. And lifesteal, which causes any defeated creature to drop homing life orbs. Lovely. And finally, it's boss time! Were you expecting the wall of flesh? Well, unfortunately, I have to tell you that you're right. Of course it's the wall of flesh, what else would it be? I absolutely love this take on the wall. Instead of it being a wall that chases you, it's a literal wall that can't move. Unless you include the animation scene, but we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. This one was a bit easy, just like the other ones, since its attacks can't go through tiles, And if you stand decently here and just kind of jump around, nothing can really get you. The lasers can. Boy, can the lasers do that. But it seems like there's a bit too much blocking it from hurting you. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, it's bouncing meatballs! Whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse you. It's very hard to see right now. I kind of had little fireballs all over the one side of my screen. Why? I don't know. Bad mod. Who tested this?
Fabsol, actually.
What?
He's on the, he's on the tested list.
Oh, whoa!
Also 15.
Whoa! That was something. With the Wall of Flesh's defeat, the item it gave me was just a slight increase to crit chance, not as exciting as I wanted. But when we go through the blue wall, we get greeted with a decision.
Oh, it's a minigun.
And I think you can tell from how quickly I made the decision to
Megatron
get it.
card. I want the minigun.
Well, I want it. Off to the dungeon we go, and this is my most disliked area so far. You've got the casters sending out inferno flames, you've got bone lees kicking you in the face, sniper rifles constantly trained on you, ready to shoot you if you're not paying attention, and the wisps! These damn wisps, they're so fast! They stay inside your player model and you just can't shoot the bastards! Oh yeah, that's for the bug, it's getting worse. It's basically permanent now whenever I'm in a room. It's a nightmare!
Oh, now it's just permanent.
If I had just decided to take off the item I got from the Ice Queen, we would have found it and fixed it immediately and that the barrier was the problem, but no! We just said, oh, it must be something else. Big brain, big brain. Also doesn't help that during this time I've been picking up additional barrier boosters like this amber thing. God damn it. Anyway, we're in the final room before the boss now, and this room dropped a bioweapon, which increases the duration of the debuffs. Look, I don't use a script, okay? It's just a lot funnier when you do improv. Boss time it do be, and Skeletron is hooey. And of course, like every Skeletron out there, Sands! I swear, ever since Undertale, any skeleton has to have a blue glowing eye. Toby Fox, what have you done to skeletons or fire eyes? I mean, just look at me. I have a flaming eye, but no, instead of just being, oh, that's a cool little unique thing, it's, oh, look at you, you're Sands! Piss off! Wait a minute, I can't be insulting the boss the whole time. So the good things about this boss, it certainly uses its space very well. Its attacks definitely work very well in a small space, unless this happens to you and you can't jump high enough. But then again, if you had accessories to help you out with it, then it wouldn't be a problem. But I don't have them, so I'm stuck being smacked in the face by fiery balls, or whatever these things are. But sadly, a Skeletron didn't last too long. My loadout is a little bit powerful, it would seem, and Skeletron just died very quickly. Quite disappointing, actually, but that's not the boss's fault, that's the loadout's fault, so to speak, so maybe the next time I do this it'll be more enjoyable. We'll see. Wow, that was pathetic!
You've got just a good build.
And unfortunately the item was no better. It makes my balls bouncy. That's it! My balls were bouncy already, and now they just made them bouncier. Final stretch! With all this lunar theming, can you guess what we're going up against? Why, yes, of course, it is Moonlord! Well done! Give yourself a cookie, I just punched my microphone again. You need to stop doing that. Cool little thing you can do. If you stand inside the bubble that Moonlord is hiding in, the screen goes dark and ominous. But nothing happens. I was really hoping that something might happen, but it didn't, but it's still a cool effect. But yeah, that aside, destroy all 4 pillars, that's easy enough, and then Moonlord. And like all other bosses, this one is also really well done. It doesn't move for one, that's a bonus. Its attacks, beautiful. It releases little tiny baby true eyes from its main eyes. Oh, baby true eyes. Tentacles will ooze out of every orifice to go and grab you. And my favourite, the mega 3-point beam that just concentrates in the middle and tries to fry you. Whoa. Whoa. Well,
as cool as it is, it does make me wonder, why is Moonlord bolted to the damn wall?
Destroy the hands, eyes, and they pop out, same as usual. But if you attack the head, once it's defeated, it closes for some reason, so there's only 2 eyes fighting you. How mysterious. Then all you gotta do is wail on the core, and once the thing's defeated, it's over. Oh, no, it's not. So with Moonlord's defeat, the brain ejects itself out of Moonlord, and then it pisses off. and you've got to give chase to it within this time limit, or this place is gonna be annihilated with you inside it. So that means you need to run through the corridor.
Do 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 do.
Run through the dungeon.
Oh yeah, and also enemies are gonna be attacking you the whole time. So have fun.
This is why it would be better if you could actually see what you were doing. Adios, screw off! Hot-foot it through hell. Slide through the tundra. Squelch your way through the crimson. Who needs to fight things? I'm just running for my life. I ran for my damn life. Ain't nobody got time for this. Stomp your way through whatever this place is.
He's booking it. He's going. He's got places
He's
to be.
zooming.
He's going.
When she tells you, come see me, baby, I'm home alone. And then be so preoccupied by escaping that you miss the fact you could have gotten some extra items before getting outside.
I'm pretty sure it's like just starting a world devastating blast, but as soon as it's easy, like, yeah, let me just kindly set up this arena.
And here is our final boss, the brain of Moonlord. And of course it doesn't disappoint. This thing is gorgeous to fight at the end. It's a real fantastic way of ending this whole little adventure. It's really short, but it's really enjoyable. Like, this run lasted for 46 seconds. Bloody hell. It lasted for 46 minutes. But I didn't actually feel like I'd been playing for that long. It kept me so engaged, I had no idea how long I've been playing for. And to me, that's a damn good thing. And ending it like this, charging around, massive laser beams, clones like Brain of Cthulhu, hello. The only unfortunate case, again, because my loadout, I am extremely tanky, but I'm also extremely deadly when it comes to damage. So these two combinations, it really doesn't let this thing have any hope of beating me. I've still got a trump card hiding in my inventory. I could have scrapped it for a secondary minigun. That could have been even more deadly. And after taking a load of considerable chunks out of its health pool, the boss collapses in on itself, and you've succeeded.
Well, that was pleasant. Nice. That was awesome.
But of course now we've got to go for Blood Moon, so here we go! And since you already know everything's going on, we're going to be speeding through! My favourite! Our next character is Bloody Hell, and they're already charging their way through these dungeons, and I forgot to put my vanity on. Damn it! Look at him go! Blasting through all of these rooms, nothing can stop him! Oh, what's this? We're in the corruption! Let's go through, this will be absolutely... Oh dear!
What is this tiny room? They put me in a super minute room with a clinger. I couldn't move from it.
Yeah, no, I think we might have gotten the same room.
Well, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Bloody hell, that's a tiny room. A quick restart this time. We end up in a completely different world. Or a different world, different room. We're in a living tree. But as embarrassing as it is to admit, I did not last that long, for I did not know what anything did in here and died within about 30 seconds.
Hey, Cat, beat my stream for a second.
Let me clear this room and I'll be right with you. We respawn again in exactly the same chamber. We get a little bit further this time and then die to a tumbleweed because they fire so many bullets! Or in this case, because I fell off the rope and didn't get away in time. What the fudge nuggets?
That dungeon sucks.
And you're telling me? And here we go, once again in the exact same place. We get a little bit further this time and we unlock a very powerful accessory. The Cluster Bomb. Every single time you kill an enemy, they explode into clusters. So you could cause a massive chain reaction where you blow one up, that one gets killed by it, blows up, blows another one up, and it's just an endless chain reaction. I punched my microphone again. God damn it. It was also here that we figured out that it was in fact the barrier causing this damn bug. So that means you can say goodbye to this shield and anything else that causes a barrier. Anyways, after successfully getting through this time, we're greeted with a new boss. Who's not the most difficult boss in this mod, but he's still really interesting to fight. You've got twisty sticks that are insanely high quality in terms of their texture versus everything else. Toss some leaves at you. Yeet these balls, and when they touch the wall, a little spirally vine will cut you off for a while. And of course it summons little enemies. But apart from that, that's the boss. After being shot in the face for a while, this death animation is gorgeous.
Oh, that's a cool death animation.
So with this area out of the way, we go into the next zone and...
God damn it, it's the corruption again!
At least this time I was able to bomb my way through this whole area, get through that tiny ass room that still almost killed me, and entered the worm of... the worm? The Eater of Worms. The Worm of Eaters? It's the Eater of Worlds, everyone! And if you think I am saying anything good about this boss, you have another sodding thing coming because it was an absolute flaming nightmare! Well, okay, it's not the boss itself, it's more so the fact it spawns a million clingers on the wall.
Oh, I am dead. I am dead.
And then you get overwhelmed, you can't kill them off, they kill you, and...
Like, what? How is that possible?
Oh, God, I'm back to the beginning again, aren't I?
And here we go for another time, back into this down tree again. We get through a little bit. Second room gives us the attack plan. I immediately think that maybe we're gonna be onto something. And immediately I'm then proved just how wrong I am.
Yo.
Fucking
time for
pissing knicker clamps. Fuck you.
I was killed by something that's glued to a wall. How much more embarrassing can I make this for myself?
Why do you keep putting me in the flipping Ocarina of Time tree?
But I suppose this run isn't going to be all bad because we immediately start with the attack plan.
Okay, getting up close and personal definitely doesn't work in this place. There's no room to move. There's no room to move.
But anyway, with this, we burn through the remainder of this area and get back to the boss. Beat the ever living crap out of him, de-root him, de-weed, and then set him on fire. And then I'm given a weapon that is most likely going to guarantee victory. Thermite. This stuff will deal damage to every single enemy in the room you're in, constantly. I honestly don't even have to attack things anymore, I just need to let the thermite do its work. It is really powerful. Or broken, you be the judge. But anyways, it's time to head in through the portal, and we are greeted with the Crimson.
Oh, I've never been so happy to see the Crimson.
Enjoy thermite powder. You no longer need to play the game.
Oh my God, you're not even joking.
Yeah, playing the
Is it
game is
new?
optional now.
If I die now, I'm just going to be so embarrassed. This is easy mode right now. Jesus, that is incredible.
No, thermite powder is ridiculous. I love it.
Look, it's just killing everything. Look.
No, it just kills everything.
That is so broken.
It is the item that kills things.
It's so broken. I love it.
It's awesome.
After cheesing my way through the last of these rooms and dropping anything that creates barriers, you amber bead. Nope. Back to the brain of Cthulhu. And thermite just makes this thing a joke.
Oh wait, the thermite is killing them. Oh, look at this. I'm dying here. I'm gonna heal now, but how are you gonna heal when you've got no bitches? Oh no, the eyes. What am I ever gonna do? Thermite.
Oh, it's beautiful. Anyways, that's the brain of Cthulhu dead. And the item dropped from this boss is the Overclocker. If you don't attack for 8 seconds, you charge up and can have an insanely high rate of fire speed until it wears off. Stop attacking again and just let it recharge for 8 seconds, you deal a massive amount of damage. Anyways, let's move on to the next spot, and we are inside the desert now. Due to that overclocker I just unlocked, this thing makes mincemeat out of the big worm enemies that you would think would be a problem, but they die before they really get a chance to start hitting and hiding. Anything else in these rooms just doesn't pose much of a threat. Although these ant lions, God blimey, I hope they stay in here and never get added to the vanilla game. Just look at all that sand. Ant lions are coming out with pocket sand. After progressing a little bit more through the dungeon, I acquired the empty shell. This item allows me to shoot additional projectiles from my gun. However, per shot, there's a bigger delay. However, combine that with the overclocker, oh boy, it's good! Time for our next boss, being the Sand Elemental, or Pharaoh Spirit in this case. Why do you get a rename but nothing else has? I find this one pretty enjoyable. For the insects that come flying off screen, adds a nice touch. You're being chased by 2 giant glowing balls shooting little projectiles at you. Good touch. Makes you have to move around the arena. Yeah, I don't like that you can use the Moon Lord's attack. But then when it completely blocks you off with giant sand-nados, and then makes movement really nasty, that's when things become a bit more of a pain in the neck. Well, I say that, it's not all that bad, it works well, but it still catches you off guard a little bit when you're used to having all that space and it just gets ripped away from you. Anyway, that's the Pharaoh dealt with. And we get a red item. I get all excited for it only to realise it's connected to barriers. So I'm taking this with me because I know the next room is a trade point.
We're going to see what goodies we can get with this red one. Inside the trade room, we've got the boots that we wanted from the last run. So, of course, no brainer. We're just swapping that door for these boots. I need to realise that the dash is not actually as good as I wanted it to be. But whatever, I can straight it later if I need to. It's better than this door. While I'm here, I also get this green item that charges up to 4 daggers while I'm holding down my mouse button. When I let go, they get released, and I grabbed a dinosaur while I'm here as well for some extra dodge chance. The next point we're in the jungle. So you know what that means. We've got tortoises, bats, hornets, and of course, moth.
Got it when he sees moth.
Moth. There's moth. Giant moth.
That reminds me.
Join me. Oh, moth again. Moth. Not a lot happened after going through these rooms. I did get the bouncy balls item again, so that's something, I suppose. And then at the end, we're greeted by Queen Bee, which is also, of course, a fantastic touch on boss reworking in here. Her stinger barrage is actually a stinger barrage. I never understood that. Her arse is full of holes, but will only fire one at a time. Now, this is how it should be. Although, I'll be honest, I'm not too much of a fan of Tile stopping them, since it completely nullifies the attack, but whatever. She orbits around the arena, sending out swarms of bees. To be honest with you, they could be a little bit faster. This attack isn't exactly hard to dodge. And her charging. The charging! Why has no one ever done this to Queen Bee? Why is she always lefty-righty? How come no one ever thought of making Queen Bee a... I love it! Anyway, with Queen Bee's very brutal defeat, the bees are eating her to death. We get another red item. This item gives a 2% chance to every enemy you defeat to generate their own item. It's a small chance, granted, but any extra items is going to help you survive. Let me go into the next room. We're back to the sodding dungeon again. Oh, flipping! Jesus Christ!
Okay, melee, not a good idea.
Jesus! Spectres are a bitch in this. They're so fast! We're just gonna blast through this and just get straight to Skeletron. At least this Skeletron was a bit different than the last one. It seemed to spend a lot more time charging around and doing this one attack that leaves it completely vulnerable to damage because it's just stunned. Like, it did this so many times. No, terrifying, there's so many! Even though the fight was slower, it was still just as easy as the last one, because it just laid there for the majority of the time. But it was worth it! We've got a second thermite! I got more thermite! And then in the next room, in rare, was a sniper scope, which deals an additional 6 times more damage, but just reduces your firing speed. But I have got a double shot. The damage I deal is already insane. Plus I've got lock-ons, stickies and other things, and they can all use that extra 6 times damage. Nothing stands a chance against me anymore. I go through the corridor, go to the pillars, and just look at their health. It just vanishes. It's so powerful. And then it's Moonlord's chance. He also doesn't stand a chance. He gets his ass handed to him. His eyes shot out before he can blink. The core's destroyed and oh, whoopsie daisy, there goes his brain. Off we go, firing through, trying to chase this brain down. The thermite burning everything in my way. And even if I can't burn it to death, I shoot it in the face, it dies, I get re-healed. All the way through everything, all the way to the end, get outside, and there's the brain. Is it going to be a problem? Of course it's not. We are so overpowered, it's ridiculous. Although the 6 times damage doesn't actually seem to be doing that well in this fight. It was way better when I had the minigun. But at least now I get to enjoy a bit longer of a fight and enjoy it a little bit more. It was still just as good as the last time. But either way, it ends the same. The true brain is dead. And with that, that's this over. My god! That was incredible! Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. I'm currently working on the Hardcore series. I should be doing it, but the motivation for that is dreadful. However, this was great fun. The fact I managed to voice all this and get it edited as quickly as I did, glorious! Must mean something. Anyways, see you all next time. I need to rest my throat. Wait for it. And finally, thank you. Is that what we're going to get here? And finally, thank you for playing. There it is. I called it.
Many thanks to Ing, Nebula, Trash, and Pateri. Your financial support has been greatly appreciated, and I thank you for it.